my name is Trinity and welcome to my February TBR. So in the month of February, I actually want to get a lot of reading done. I have 11 books on my February TBR. I might not get to all of them. The month is a lot shorter and I'm probably a lot busier, I'm hoping. So for this TBR, I've divided it up into 4 categories. I have Valentine's Day reads, February releases. I also have some books I want to reread, and then just kind of random books that I want to get to. So we'll start with that. Okay, first off, I'm going to be talking about my new releases because I am probably the most excited about them because they literally just got in the mail like today and I was freaking out. The first new release I'd like to get to is The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. It is a 3rd and final book in the Dreamland Billionaires trilogy. I'm the most excited about this one. This one is about Cal. It is supposed to be childhood friends to lovers, second chance romance. It seems so good. It's also just huge. It's about like 550 pages. It's a big boy. It's a big boy for a romance book. So if there's not a lot of smut, I don't know why I'm reading it. I'm just kidding. I love Cal. That's why I'm gonna read it. And now I'm going to talk about the book that I've been literally waiting 3 years to read, and that is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. So Chain of Thorns is the 3rd and final book in the Last Hours trilogy. I was the most excited for this one. If you don't know, I'm a Shadowhunters, I've read every single book since I've been like 12. I love these books. I love them. I grew up with them. I'm gonna keep reading them as long as she goes. I don't care. This is the 3rd and final one. If you don't know what this book is about, unfortunately, I am way too far deep into this to explain this plot. However, let's look how pretty it is. There's a frickin' rose on it. I want to read this book like immediately. I've been waiting 3 years for this. I'm pretty positive this is going to be a 5 out of 5 stars no matter what. It is 777 pages, so we'll see what happens. The next new release that I'm hoping to get to is, I don't have a physical copy because it's not out yet, but if I can figure out how to put an animation here, I will. The next book I am hoping to read is Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. It is the 2nd book in the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. So far it's followed the first brother. We're having his younger brother who is a police officer, and I think it's like enemies to lovers, Grumpy Sunshine. I don't know a lot about it. All I know is the cover is very pretty and the other book was very good. So I'm looking forward to it. Our next chunk of books that I'm going to be talking about is all my Valentine's Day reads. I have The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. This book follows 3 women who all have a date with the same man on Valentine's Day. He stands all 3 of them up, but somehow they all 3 end up forgiving him and start dating him at the same time. I don't know. Also, where was he on Valentine's Day? Why did we forgive him so quickly? I don't know, but it's a Valentine's Day book. The cover is super cute and I really want to read it. Next, I have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This book is sort of a Groundhog's Day situation. She keeps reliving the same day over and over. So it's seeming that her boyfriend is cheating on her on Valentine's Day, which she then finds out, goes home to talk with her grandma, falls asleep, wakes up, and it's Valentine's Day again. So I think that's the premise of this book. It's very cute looking. So better than the movies, is very cute. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be really cute. Next, I have X's and O's by Amy Leah. I don't necessarily know if this one is a Valentine's Day book, but I mean like come on, the cover screams Valentine's Day. The book follows Tara, who is obsessed with romantic comedies, kind of like Better Than the Movies. However, she is a bookstagrammer, which I think is very cool. Having a terrible love life, so she thinks she can write her own second chance romance by going back and finding 10 of her ex-boyfriends. She also enlists the help of her roommate, which seems very cute, and he's not into dating, but we know how romantic comedies go, and I'm assuming they're gonna fall in love, and I'm assuming this is gonna be very cute and very Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day? Yes. Mwah. Completely forgot about my coffee. The next book I'm going to be talking about is Blade Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. I've actually started this book and I've talked about it in 2 other book videos. However, I don't know when I'm going to finish this book because Chain of Thorns is out and I would rather read that than this. Don't get me wrong, this is very good so far. I'm just like, I want to put it down and go back to a different book, but I don't know if I'm going to come back to this one. Anyway, no matter what, I'm going to try my best to finish this book this month. The next book I want to read is actually a reread of Daisy Jones and the Six by TJR, Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read this book in a day. I sat at my kitchen table and I read the entire thing because I could not stop. This book is phenomenal, and I know it's phenomenal. And the show is coming out March 3rd, so I want to reread it, probably annotate it is kind of my plan, because I read this book, I was like, wow, that's gorgeous, but I wasn't annotating it. So I'd like to reread Daisy Jones and the Six, and I'm not going to explain the plot. Okay, I will. This book follows Daisy and a band called the Six, and their kind of making and breaking of the band in the late 60s. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, love, music. That is this book, and it's amazing. I love this book. I can't wait to reread it. The next 4 books on my February TBR are ifs. They are big ifs. These are if I'm like, I'm going nuts with reading. But I just got Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, which I've heard so many good things about. I've heard 5-star reviews, I've heard 1-star reviews. I just know it's like Chuck and Blair from Gossip Girl, and they're toxic, and I'm kind of here for the drama. So that's kind of why I want to read this one. But I may get to this one. It's definitely up there on my list. Next, I am hopefully going to get to The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, which just is everywhere. It's about fae, something about murder. I really don't actually know a lot about this book. All I know is it's fae, it's everywhere, and that I should read it because there's more books in the series that look really pretty and I want them on my shelf. So hopefully I'll get to this month. Now I have Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sulan Tang. It's the second book in the Celestial Kingdoms duology. This sticker is nasty. Now that I've officially announced it, I can take this damn sticker off. Look how pretty it is. This is stunning. This is stunning. This is stunning. Anyway, like I said, it's the second book in a duology. The first one follows, oh gosh, what is her name? In the first book, we follow the daughter of the moon goddess, which is the title of that book, as she is kind of hidden away from the moon for her own safety sort of thing. She ends up becoming like a really badass warrior. That's not a spoiler. That should just be a given fact. In the second book, we are still following our main character, and I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to offend people with the way I say it. I'm not saying the name. The first book was amazing. I'm sure the second one's going to be just as amazing. The cover's stunning. All I know is there is a threat to where they end up in the first book, and we have to defend that, and it's going to be good. I'm excited. And the last book I will hopefully get to in February is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Okay, well apparently I can't find the main character's name, which is a little strange. This book is following a woman as she escapes to a little town in Maine to kind of escape her life and something that she's running from, which I've heard is very serious. She meets Archer, who is completely mute, I believe, is the story. I also don't know a lot about this book either. All I know is people are crying and rating it 5 stars, and I'm like, that, I want to cry, I want to read, I want to love. So that's why this is also on my February TBR, hopefully. If not, I'm definitely going to read it in March. Because I don't know, something about this cover screams March to me, but we're going to try for February. So we'll see what we get. Let me take a look. If you don't know where that's from, grow up, yes, you do. Let's hope that that's good enough, babykins.